Hello everybody. Hello YouTube. Hello art history enthusiasts and visual culture aficionados. It's me again, Miss M, and I'm back with yet another video. And tonight, today, this morning, this afternoon, this evening, whenever the hell you're watching this, I have finally delivered on my promise. I'm doing installment 9, part 9 of my Understanding The Shining series. Boxy, I hope you're listening and watching, or whatever you do. I don't care. Yeah, this is it, y'all. This is it. I've decided to finally go ahead and do this thing. I got my PowerPoint presentation together, okay? And I'm happy to report that I have... Hold on, wait a minute. How many slides? 182 slides. I think I've broken my own record. I've outdone myself this time. And you all, I'm kind of excited to do this, and I have no idea. Like always, every single last freaking time, I have no idea how this thing is going to turn out. Let me mute my TV because, you know, don't want a copyright strike. But I never know what I'm going to say. I never know how I'm going to say it. Nothing. So you're going to be just as surprised as I'm going to be just as surprised as you are with whatever it is I end up saying here for this video today. And as you can see, the last part is part 8. That was about a month ago. Okay, I've done a good number of videos since then. As you can see, I've been busy. Okay. Where's part 8? It's been a freaking while, hasn't it? Where are you, part 8? Come on. There it is. 1 month ago. Oh, Lord. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 videos since my last Shining video. None of them got as many views as the Shining video. None of them, the ones that I've done since. Hopefully one day. Okay? Hopefully one day. But once again, I'm going to go ahead and thank you for being here, because I do appreciate all of you. All 279 of my subscribers. Some of you, you're not subscribed, but you're watching. Thank you anyway. Consider subscribing. Let me do church announcements. Please, y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video if you know somebody who might enjoy this nonsense. Returning viewers, thank you for returning. New viewers, for thank you. No, let me do that again. Returning viewers, thank you for returning. New viewers, thank you for being new. And subscribers, like I already said, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it so very, 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 very much. You wouldn't believe. And I'm trying to be, no. Long day. It's raining in Southern California. It's raining in Los Angeles. If you could imagine. Our temperatures have been like crazy. Earlier in the morning, like 6 in the morning or so, it's like 48 degrees. That's insane for this part of the country, the United States. Rain, y'all. Rain and fog, and I've been driving around all day. I had some stuff to do. I've been working out. that New Year's resolution is in full effect. I've been working out every day. And so on and so forth. Boring, ridiculous nonsense that I've been up to. But I said, let me do this. And then I've already got another video planned for tomorrow, because I want to do like a video a day, at least for the month of January. God help me. Pazuzu help me. I'm going to need it. But I think that's all I'm going to say as far as church announcements. That's it and that's all. Yeah, let's just get right into it. You don't need to hear me blathering on and on about my ridiculous day. But actually, hold up. Let me just go and go to my home page. So this is the object of art. Yes, you are in the right place. I just want to show you where we ended off in the last one. I mean, I know this is little. This is tiny. But you can see they were in the hallway outside the gold room. They were walking towards the gold room, and I think that was the last screenshot of the last video, part 8. In part 9, we're going to pick right up where we left off, and here it is. Without further, no, that's not it. But with this part, when we get to this part, this is going to be interesting, y'all. This is going to be so interesting. Can't wait to get to it. But I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know how I'm going to say it. God help us all. So, like I said, we left off here. They were on their way after taking their little walk through the Colorado Lounge. Danny's in the games room, and then they went to see the apartment. They were like majorly underwhelmed, both Jack and Wendy. And I went through all of that in part 7 and 8. And here they are in front of the gold room with the gold curtains and this garish, hideous carpeting. I guess this was okay in the late 70s, but today, oh hell no. And with that couch and this wallpaper, oh no, ugly. And the good old days, ashtrays everywhere, as you can see. Stuart Ullman's dry blood-colored pants, and again, Wendy's in front of everybody. Okay, well, not in front of everybody. Stuart is the leader. Wendy is the one behind Stuart. Jack is behind Wendy. Bill Watson is behind Jack. That's the formation. Okay, and here they are again. Okay, and we're getting closer to the door for entering the gold room. And they're talking. I'm not really going to concentrate on dialogue. I might in like my rum break videos. I might concentrate on dialogue. I might start doing that, like start talking about like the pictures that you don't see. You don't see them in the movie, but you hear them. There are pictures in the words. There are pictures in the speech, in the language that you can only see in your mind when you're listening to the words that are spoken by these characters in this movie with the dialogue. But like I said, I'll do that during rum breaks. So, don't worry. I got something for you. This is my understanding. The Shining series is mainly, I know I've deviated a little bit here and there, but it's mainly just analyzing the images, the pictures, frame by frame, like I said, at 3-minute blocks of the movie. 3 times 60 seconds in a minute. 3 times 60 is 180. I've got, what did I say? 182 screenshots. I outdid myself this time. I've never had that many. So, and I don't know what possessed me to take that many screenshots, but for some reason I did. And anyway, here they are approaching the gold room, and we get like a view of this hallway in front of the gold room. We're getting closer and closer to the entryway. What do I notice? All I notice about this shot is just, it's the same formation. The Ullman, Wendy, Jack, Watson. Okay. And like I said, there are good websites that break all of the objects, items, things that you see in this movie, whether it's books, whether it's the artwork on the walls, whether it's, various objects here, there, and everywhere. And I know there's a website that like tells you who the performers are on this sandwich sign or this easel or whatever you want to call it, outside of the gold room, like who the entertainment is supposed to be or was supposed to be in the world of the movie in the gold room at the Overlook Hotel. So you can go and seek that out, or maybe I'll like find that and put it in a video one day. I don't know. But here we are. They're approaching the open double doors. Okay. Here comes Ullman. He's leading them into the gold room. And on these tables in the hallway, what I do notice is there's these plants, these potted plants. I think they're potted plants on the wall, not on the walls. No, not on the walls, on the tables. What are these? I don't know. I'm not a botanist. I'm not a florist. I don't know none of that. They look dry though. They look dry. They look like if ooh Lord, somebody needs to water this. But whatever. And then Wendy is trying to be freaking charming. She's trying to, I don't know why. But just look at her, though. Look at her being all coquettish up in here. Okay. With Stuart. For some reason, she wants to impress him. I don't know why. Jack already got the job. But here we go. And they're turning into the gold room. And eventually, I will deal with these chandeliers. Eventually, I will deal with these chandeliers. They're all over the place. They're fake candles with little light bulbs where the candle's flame should be. And they're on these wheel-looking things. Ay, ay, ay. I don't know what's going on with those. I really don't. And I'm not ready to render any judgment of any kind. Maybe once again, maybe in a rum break video. So here we go. They're entering, and we see this. This was interesting to me, right? They're walking in, and do you notice this wall? We passed the wall. What are we looking at here? Is this another door that the camera is sliding past with this gold room? Like, what in the world is going on? Is this another door, or is this like Kubrick, like really, really seriously letting you know about, like, in this particular room, this gold room, he like wants you to be like acutely aware of this fourth wall. At least it seems that way to me. At least it seems that way to me. I don't know why. We don't ever, like in other parts of the hotel, we see like all four walls of the room, or like whatever, wherever you are, wherever you happen to be, whether it's the caretaker's apartment, whether it's the Colorado Lounge, whether it's the lobby, or Stuart Ullman's office, like whatever. But this gold room, do we ever get to see this fourth wall in the gold room? I don't think so. I mean, I could be wrong. We shall see. As I go along with this series, we shall see whether or not we ever get to see this fourth wall. But I don't think we do. The only thing I can think of is when Wendy runs in, like after Jack has his pretend drink with Lloyd, the pretend bartender, and she runs in and she says, Jack, there's a crazy woman in the hotel. You know that part. And like, that's the only part where possibly we see the fourth wall, but I can't recall at this point, so I won't say for sure because I'm not sure. Here we go. We're entering the gold room, and again, the hotel is being prepped for the winter. It's being cleaned. There's these, the simulation of gold bars on the walls with this. I don't know what this is. Is it a mosaic? Is it like just really fancy wallpaper? I don't know what's going on. More of these double fake candle sconces. They seem to be all over the hotel. More of these chandeliers, these same freaking chandeliers, just a larger version, in the gold room with these fake candles, and round, okay, circular. And then here we go again with this color, red. What the hell? Red. Now it's these chairs and sofas, couches, whatever you want to call them, love seats, whatever. Red, though. Red. And the vacuum cleaners. The vacuum cleaners that the cleaning crew are using to hoover up the place, they're red. Red is an incredibly important color in this movie. Whenever you see it, it means something. That is how I feel. I have no reason so far to deviate from that feeling that I have about that. And Wendy is just taking it all in. So is Jack. And then there's these chairs for each of these tables. The tables are covered in what looks like green felt, and they are bald-headed, as Alexander Rogers would say. They're bald-headed tables. They're removing the tablecloths, you can see over here. And the tables, please make note, do not have any lamps on them. They don't have any kind of lighting. Nothing. Okay, that'll be important later in the movie. But please make note of that, visual note of that, mental note, whatever. And they're walking in, and this is, I guess this is where the maitre d', this is his like station over here, like right behind Watson. Wendy's talking about this room like it's just the most gorgeous thing. I think that's exactly what she says in the movie. Oh, this is the most gorgeous place I've ever seen. We could throw quite a party in here, can't we, hun? And I'm like, really? Seriously? Why am I not impressed by this room? It just doesn't look all that to me. It looks kind of, just like the rest of the hotel, just like the rest of the hotel, like nothing is together. None of this shit matches. Like, he says, "Oh, we called in a decorator." Like my ass. They called in a decorator. I mean, if I called in a decorator and they did this kind of like color scheme or whatever to my house, I would ask for my goddamn money back because this is atrocious. Like I said, nothing goes together. The carpet doesn't go with the couches, doesn't go with the walls, doesn't go with the ceiling, doesn't go with this wall over here, doesn't go with these chandeliers, doesn't go with these damn green tables and black chairs back here. And it all looks rickety dickety and like, they bought this at the discount place or a swap meet or something. That's what it looks like to me. But that's just my opinion. I'm entitled to it, but I could be wrong. All right, but yeah, oh yeah, it's so beautiful. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Not even for late 1970s standards is this beautiful. They need to stop with the bullshit. Um, but anyway, they're walking through this room, and it's got several doors that you can come in through. So maybe like that fourth wall thing is one of the doors. I don't know. That I was talking about. You pass. The camera passes it. So there's 1, 2, 3. The one they just entered is number 4. Is there another one? Nope. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And maybe 5? Maybe, possibly. I'm not sure. And they're, walking around. They're walking towards the bar. Okay? And again with these damn ladders. Why are they up there? Are they fixing the chandelier? Are they removing the light bulbs? What's going on? I don't know. And again, the design of this ceiling is kind of weird. Like, what is this supposed to be mimicking? A step pyramid or like what? And yes, I've seen various videos, various articles about The Shining, and I know about the theory that this, there's the theory that the movie is Stanley Kubrick's confession about the Apollo 11 moon landing. His daughter, Vivian, went on record and said, no, that's not what's going on. I mean, whether or not you agree with that, it's a moot point with regard to her statement. If she says her father was not confessing to directing the Apollo moon landing in this movie, then I'm just going to go ahead and take her word for it. That's just me, though. You don't have to agree with me, but, that's how I feel. And then there's another conspiracy theory that this movie is really a secret message about, like, the gold standard and the Federal Reserve and all that. I don't know. I mean, that's an interesting idea. I sure enjoy that idea, but do I know for sure? Absolutely not. But that's one of the theories with regard to this room, that these golden bars simulated on this wall and this wall over here, that's supposed to resemble the inside of Fort Knox or something. I don't know. I have no idea. And then these ladders, more conspiracy theory imagery. I think you know what I mean. I don't know what to think. I really don't know what to think about that. But here they are entering the room, entering the gold room, the ballroom. And once again, where is the dining room in this hotel? Does the gold room double as a dining room? Do the guests just eat in their hotel rooms? Like, what the hell? What the hell? I mean, usually a hotel has, like, if it has a restaurant or like a kitchen that prepares food as a restaurant would for the guests, like Faulty Towers, right? Like they have the kitchen, yeah, and then they have the room where Basil loses his shit every single episode, and like it always goes down in that dining room on Faulty Towers, like. I'm sorry. Like, is that what's going on in this movie? Is this like a ballroom slash dining room? I have no idea, but you know, never mind me. And they're walking through, and this is where when Wendy is kind of like dancing a little jig or whatever, and she's like, "Oh, we could throw a real great party in here, couldn't we, hon?" And then Ullman like bursts her little bubble and says, "Well, you'd have to bring your own drinks, your own alcohol, because we don't keep it here when we close the hotel." And they're like, "Oh, why?" And he's like, "Well, for insurance purposes." Ooh. Like that part of the dialogue I very clearly remember. Oh yeah, they don't keep alcohol in the hotel when it's closed, and there's just a caretaker there for insurance purposes. Like, really? That shit never made sense to me. Like, how drunk can you get? Like, in one day. I mean, I know there's people who have problems with substances and alcohol and whatever, but like, eventually the alcohol's, no matter how much of it or little of it there is, it's eventually going to run out if you hit the bottle every day. So I don't understand that insurance purposes thing. I really don't. I really don't. But never mind. Again, these workers in the background, they're there. They're there. But, are they even credited? Like, do we even know these actors' names? Who are like the background actors for this portion of the movie, where we see the staff and the cleaning crew and whoever um, cleaning the place on closing day of the for the hotel. Like, they don't speak, they don't have any personalities, nothing. Okay, so there's that. They're moving closer and closer to the bar, and do I spy with my little eye Mr. Richard Halloran, Dick Halloran? I think that's him over there. Like, um, again, this is interesting, and I just said what I said. Like, these background figures, the cleaning people, the staff that are cleaning up the hotel and rolling up rugs and carrying mattresses here, there, and wherever. They're in the background of these scenes where they're doing the walkthrough, the camera walk, right, through the hotel. And here's Halloran, and he's with the workers. You don't notice him. Like, this is the first time I've really noticed that I've never noticed him in the background of this scene. Like, this is where we first meet him, in this room, in this part of the movie. But I never noticed him until just now, because of my little screenshot deal here. I just noticed him in the background of this gold room scene on closing day, where Jack and Wendy are getting a tour of the hotel. Interesting, no? And I recognize him not just, well, I mean, I think all these other workers are white and he's like the only black person there. Yeah, but that's not why I spotted him. I spotted him because I distinctly remember in this movie he's wearing this very dark navy blue jacket and white pants. And he's in the background helping. Let me go back a couple of slides. Let's see if he's there, like when they first walk in. Is he there? Let me go back to that pillar, or the possible fifth door. Uh-huh. 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 Where are you, Dick? Um, oh, there he is. Okay, there he is. Okay, he's helping. I guess he's the head chef at the Overlook Hotel. We're gonna, this is the part of the movie where we find that out, what his title is, here. And I guess this is the kitchen staff, or part of the kitchen staff, where this ballroom is like his jurisdiction as the head chef. That's what, and he's there to kind of make sure everything's going the way it should be going. But I don't know. Okay, so, oh, wait. So he's right there, and then he disappears. Can't see him because I guess Ullman is covering him. And then Ullman, oh, there he is again. We can see him again. There he is, right in front of Ullman. Like, right, you know. And then, well, they walk a little, and there he is again. Okay, and is he helping to fold that tablecloth? Is that what Dick Halloran is doing? I don't know. Or like, why is he there? Is he he's not a staff worker. He's not a maintenance person. He's not a cleaner. He's the head chef. Is he just waiting for these, for Wendy and Jack to show up so he can get introduced to them and show Wendy the kitchen, which is what we're going to be concentrating on in this part 9 of my series. It's going to be Gold Room and Kitchen. That's it for this episode of Understanding the Shining, part 9. So he's, this is to do with the kitchen. And they're getting closer and closer to this bar. Okay, and check out these chairs at the bar. Once again, I've read so many things about this movie in so many different places. Some of them were blogs that just probably no longer exist. There was one. I don't know if it was KDK12. I don't know if it was some other blog. I have no idea. But there was a blogger. I'm pretty sure it was a blog, like a blogger blog. Not like, yeah, I think it was, yeah. Anyway, and their theory was that Danny, and this is not my theory, this is the blogger's theory, whose name I can't recall, can't remember the title of the blog, but I remember this theory pretty well because it was awesome. This person's theory was that Danny is not the only character in this movie who has an accompanying imaginary friend. Okay, so Danny has Tony. This blogger's theory is that all of these characters, all of them, have a Tony. We just don't know their imaginary friends' name or characteristics or anything. And that blogger's theory was like, you count these chairs. Let me do it now. Let me see if it works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And how many of them are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And Halloran is 5. And then when Susie comes in with Danny, that's going to be 6 and 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, good heavens. Okay. And the blogger's theory, I think part of it was that these chairs are all for, seating for each character's imaginary friend. Listen, I didn't come up with that. I'm not going to claim. I wish I could say that I did that, but I did not. Y'all make of that what you will. And if you can track down that blog and let me know, that would be awesome. I would appreciate that a great deal. I think I read that oh gosh, at least 5 years ago. Definitely pre-pandemic. I remember reading that. And where that blog go? I wish I'd bookmarked it. It was on my old laptop. Maybe I should bust that thing out and take a look. I don't know. But, okay, so the number of chairs corresponds to the number of characters that are gonna be in this room. Ullman, Wendy, Jack, Watson, Halloran, Susie the secretary, and Danny. Exactly 7. However, okay, we're going to get closer and closer here. All right, and this is where it's going to go down with Lloyd, and when Jack comes in here, all of a sudden this place is going to be all lit up, and all the shelves of this bar area are going to be stocked very very strategically with various kinds of liquor. Okay, and here we go. Here comes Halloran. He's making his way towards them. What is this thing that this guy? I guess it's tablecloths, right? I still want to know what this guy is doing on the ladder. Is he? I have no idea. And what is this thing hanging? What are these things like underneath the main part of the chandelier? I have no idea, but are they meant to mimic the driftwood sculptures in the other parts of the hotel? I don't know. And another thing, behind the bar, maybe this is more foreshadowing, I don't know. As you can see, there is a old-timey looking cash register and an old-timey late 70s, early 80s kind of phone. Make of that what you will. Make of that what you will. We're gonna see this repeated again and I won't spoil it for you. But looky here. So I counted 7 chairs here, 7 characters, 7 chairs. Okay? Is this corresponding to that dopey thing from the sticker in Danny's bedroom in their apartment? Like the 7 dwarfs? Hello, skis. 7 dwarfs. And now here's another chair over here at this end of the bar. Y'all. Oh, and here's another cash register. I think that's another cash register. Let me see if we can get a better view of it in the next slide. No, not really. No, not really. But, so it's 7 chairs on this side of the bar and 1, at least that we can see over on this part of the bar. Just 1. Who is number 8? Okay, so I'm going to count them again just so that we're all on the same freaking page. Hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there seems to be a gap between 6 and 7 here. Okay. And then, let me go back to here. Hold up. Where are we? Oh, no, he's already there. Wait a minute. I went too far. Darn it. Here we go. Here's that chair. That's number 8, as far as we know. If there's more chairs over to the right that we can't see, okay, then we can't see them. And then if we can't see them, that means Stanley didn't want us to see them. So we got 7 here, and then here's a number 8. Who's number 8? Who's number 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then Susie and Danny is 6 and 7. Who's number 8? Who did we miss? Y'all need to help me. Who is number 8 over here? I want to know. Now I really want to know who number 8 is. It's not Watson. He's right here. It's not Susie. She's about to show up. Are there any more employees of this hotel or characters? I mean, maybe Larry Durkin at the garage, I don't know. I don't know what to think. Who is number 8? Delbert Grady? What's going on? Lloyd? Is Lloyd number 8? I don't know. Is this more like Crazy Eights? I don't know. Something's going on. But anyway, Halloran is making his way over here, and they're chit-chatting and whatever. Okay? And Halloran is about to get introduced. And, Watson sees him in his periphery over here, and he turns towards him. Okay? Wendy is turned away from Halloran. She is not, he's not in her line of sight. I don't know if she's ignoring him, or is she even aware of his presence? Nope, don't seem like it. She's not concerned about him at all. And, the only person really looking at Dick Halloran are Watson and Ullman, because obviously they know him, because he works there. He's the head chef, and we don't know what Watson's title is, as far as I know. We know that Ullman is the manager of the hotel, and they're looking towards him because they're anticipating his arrival. Okay. Jack is not concentrating on Halloran. Neither is Wendy. Wendy is really, really concerned with impressing Stuart Ullman for some reason. Here comes Dick Halloran. All right, here he is. And they're about to get introduced. They're about to shake hands. And am I missing anything important in the background? I don't know. These workers, just their heads keep popping in and out from behind, like Watson. Okay, that guy is still on the ladder. I'm looking, what is this guy doing over here? Is he vacuuming? This one's folding a tablecloth, this one's fiddling with the chandelier, and this one is doing I don't know what. What the hell? This is weird. So there's this background stuff going on that you're not paying attention to as the viewer, because you're concentrating on this group over here in the foreground of the picture. Okay, so here's Halloran. They've introduced. Okay, the handshaking. Okay, now Wendy's handshaking too. And I have a little theory. Yes, the N word gets used in this movie. In the bathroom adjacent to this gold room. And that people interpret that as Jack being the racist one. Okay, if all of that goes on, I should probably save that for that part of the movie. But I'm thinking maybe this is the real racist here. I'm just saying, make of that what you will. She's shaking hands with him. All right. Um, what in the world? Right? And they're introduced. And he says, I think one of the little bits of dialogue here is Ullman says to Halloran, oh, the Torrances are going to be taking care of the Overlook during the winter. And Halloran says something like, well, that's just great. And he says it in such a way, in such a tone, that he sounds like it's dripping with sarcasm. Like thin, no, not thinly, but pretty, like, in control sarcasm. But he says, oh, that's just great. Usually when you say that's just great, you don't really mean it. I mean, it's become like a very sarcastic thing to say, hasn't it? So I don't know about that. But, here we are. We've met Halloran. And there's workers working in the background. Yeah. Nobody's wearing a tie. Have you noticed in this movie? Like the only time like on the interview day, like all these three male characters who were at the interview, Ullman, Watson, Jack, all wearing ties. In this scene, nope, no ties. I don't know. I just don't know. Okay, so Wendy spots Danny, and she waves to him. There's her hand. I know it's hard to see, and she says, "Oh, hey, Danny," and then they all look towards the direction that Danny is coming from. And here comes Susie with Danny. And I think she says, I found him wandering around outside or something like that. I don't know. I just don't know. Susie happens to be a redhead, as you can see. Which is interesting. Susie is Ullman's secretary. If you've never seen the movie, and if you haven't been watching my Understanding the Shining series, Susie is Ullman's secretary, and she's got red hair, and she seems like a very no nonsense kind of person. Like she seems like that woman at the job that you just don't mess with. She's been there for years and years and years. She knows the place inside out. She knows everybody's secrets. You just don't want to piss her off. Period. And here comes Danny. He was in the games room. We know he was in the games room, and then somehow he went from the games room to wandering outside. And that's where Susie found him. Why was Susie outside? What? That's never explained. As far as I know. As far as I know, that is never ever explained. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to check the dialogue again to see if I missed anything. But I think she says he was wandering outside. So she's got him by the hand and she's taking him to this group over here. So Susie is an integral part of this hotel. And, like I said, she probably knows the ins and outs of this place like the back of her hand. She knows all the shit. And she's got this red hair. Like I said, red is a very important part of this movie. This color is a very important, very serious part of this movie. And her hair happens to be red, and her top, whatever it is, a sweater, whatever it is that she's wearing, the collar is red, the turtleneck part is red, and this part of the sleeves that we can see right above her wrist, that's red too, and of course her hair is red. Danny's wearing blue, blue jeans, blue shirt, blue jacket, but the jacket has on the shoulders and arms, it has that one red strip. Or stripe, rather, on each side. Interesting, don't you think? Here they come. Here comes Danny, Susie has delivered him to his parents. I, again, this is very mysterious. Like, why was he outside? That's never explained. Ever. Ever. And here comes, she's, and Susie, look at Susie's sweater. I don't know. I don't know if anybody's ever discussed this. I just noticed it when I was doing these slides. Okay, I think the accents on the sweater across her chest. Look at this pattern across her chest. That's kind of like, I don't know what they're called, but like wave pattern. It's not a wave. It's called the key pattern. And key patterns, you can check my work if you don't believe me. I don't expect you to believe me. I actually hope that you'll go look this up on the Google or whatever, wherever you look stuff up. Key patterns come from ancient Greece. They're called key patterns or meander patterns, and they're supposed to mimic. I hope you're ready for this, but these kind of patterns are supposed to mimic mazes. Either it's supposed to, when it's used in ancient Greece or ancient Greek design with regard to architecture, artwork, what have you, either it has to do with, yes, the labyrinth, the maze, King Minos, whatever, or the Menander River, which is, very zigzag kind of river. It's not a nice, straight flowing river. No, it's a mess. So that's why it's called maybe a meander pattern, maybe named after the Menander River. I don't know. But it's on her sweater. And if I'm right about this, and this is supposed to be a key pattern or a meander pattern, and that is supposed to remind you mythically of the labyrinth, aka a maze, and we got that maze outside that sometimes it's there and sometimes it ain't. Oh Lord. Stanley just don't give a shit. He's throwing this little teensy weensy detail, this teensy weensy little detail of this design on Susie's sweater. All right. I mean, it's genius, but I never noticed that shit before. Not until I did this here. Not until I had time to look at this shit frame by frame by frame. Yeah, Susie's sweater has a meander pattern on it. Wow. What are the odds? Okay. Anyway, so like I said, Danny is wearing blue, which is what I call Wendy's color in this movie. And Jack is wearing these earth tones, browns and what have you. And Wendy is very much trying to mimic Jack's color scheme in his clothing. Halloran is wearing blue. His jacket is a dark blue, like a navy blue. And his shirt underneath the jacket is like a lighter blue, but still blue. So, oh Lord, what in the world is going on? What in the world is going on? Ullman. I already did that video about the epilogue scene where he goes to the hospital where Wendy and Danny are, and he's wearing a fur coat, a big ass fur coat, like a pimp. And I already talked about that. Go check out my video on that. And in this one, I talk about his pants in this part of the movie and that garish color they are, that horrible red. It's like that's a very eye-catching color for anybody to wear, but especially a man. Like when a woman wears red, it's like, okay, she's trying to stand out, she's trying to look beautiful. But when a man wears red, and not just red, but red pants, what is he trying to do? And okay, so I've talked about these pants. I can't get over them. And of course, like I said, red is an important color in this movie. So there they are. There it is on Stuart Ullman's pants. But it's a dry blood kind of red, like a more of a burgundy sort of color. The top part of his outfit, a leather jacket. So what is leather? Animal skin. Okay? And then, if that epilogue scene had been left in the movie, we would have, if Stanley had not cut that out, we would have seen Ullman once again wearing animal skin or fur, pelt with the fur coat. What's up with this dude and his animals? Like he's wearing animals twice. once we see and the other time we don't see because they cut it out of the movie. Lord, is he hunting? Is he a hunter? Like, traditionally in the ancient world, before technology and what have you, like the best hunter was the who ruled the roost, so to speak. Like, what's going on? And Ullman has this reddish hair color, and Susie has this reddish hair. What's going on? And the doctor woman, she also has red hair. What's going on with the red hair? Anyway, so yes, Susie brings him back where he should be. Okay. Susie's wearing pants. Like, Susie's not messing around. Wendy's wearing a skirt. Okay. I mean, women did wear pants, for God's sake, in the late 70s and whatever, in public, but still not as much as women wear pants now, as far as I know. Back in the 80s, I mean, yes, women wore pants, they wore blue jeans and whatever, but like if you wanted to look nice, you just didn't wear a skirt. You didn't wear pants, you wore a skirt. I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. I just don't. Anyway, and I think Jack says something like, "Oh, hey, Danny, did you get tired of bombing the universe?" And that's another, like, people who are into the Apollo 11 conspiracy use that as yet another clue. But and then he goes towards his mother, Wendy. Wendy extends her hand. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so Susie, I'm gonna have to check. When I do, I'm gonna have to take a little break. I've been talking for over 45 minutes, but I'm gonna have to check something during the break. I hope I don't forget. But yeah, he's going towards his mom, Wendy. Okay, there's still all the workers working in the background, vacuuming, changing light bulbs, doing God knows what. And another thing that I just thought of, hold up, this chandelier over here, the one that's closer to the viewer, is fully lit. All of these little, fake candle flame candles are all totally lit. This one is dark. All right. Is that significant of something? Does that mean something? Does that mean something? This chandelier that's being worked on, is it broken? Are they just changing light bulbs? Are they removing light bulbs? Like, what's going on? And if they're removing light bulbs, like, why would they do that? This one is totally lit. This one is not. And it seems to when they all finally settle here close to the bar, right? Oh, good God. Do y'all see what I see? Do y'all see what I see? Okay, let's get back to where we were a second ago. Look at this. Oh my God. So, I've always wondered, like, about these chandeliers a little bit, at least in the back of my head. So the one that's not lit earlier on in my slides, it's right above Halloran's head. Okay, and then a little bit later, when Susie brings Danny, the lit one is right above Jack's head. Oh, what is Stanley trying to say? Is Jack gonna, is this foreshadowing, some kind of foreshadowing that Jack's gonna, like, later in the movie, those of you who, if you're watching this video, you've seen the movie, is Stanley, like, foreshadowing that Jack is gonna, like, put Halloran's lights out later? So to speak, figurative language. I don't know. I just don't know. Okay. And Susie, by the way, while she's still here, like, does she or does she not have, like, this kind of, like, vibe to her, like she's a school teacher or a governess or something like that, like a woman who's, like, her job is to take care of children, but she has to be strict. Like, she gotta whip them into shape and teach them their manners and their ABCs and shit. And she can't be, like, too nice to them. That's what I get off of Susie. Like, she can't be too nice to kids, but she I don't know. I don't know what to think of Susie. We don't see very much of Susie. But she's obviously like one of the main cogs that makes this Overlook Hotel run. You know, she's like the secretary to Stuart Ullman. That means that she knows like all the shit that goes on in this hotel. Um, she's an important figure in the world of this movie for this hotel and making it sure that it runs smoothly. But we don't get to know very much about her. Nothing really. All we know is what she looks like, what she wears. She got red hair, and now I just pointed out she has a sweater with a meander pattern on it. And her name is Susie. That's all we know. And then here goes Danny towards his mother. Like I said, he's got the red stripes on his shoulders and arms. And on the back of this jacket, I think it says Flyers. Flyers. I don't know what that is. Is it a sports team? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. And then Susie, oh wow, she's actually smiling. Okay. And there goes Susie. Bye, Susie. Now Wendy is grabbing on to Danny in a very seemingly protective way, but I don't know what to think of this. Why is she like stroking his hair? Like what? She's got like her arms around or her hands around his neck. Oh, Jesus Christ. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Shit. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not even gonna say it. If you know, you know, right? If you know, you know. Why does she have her hands around his neck like that? Oh Lord, Stanley. Stanley. Oof, that man. Mm-mm. I can tell you one thing. Like, if like they that question that you get asked every now and again, if you could like have dinner with anybody like living or dead, who would it be? My obvious choice would be Stanley Kubrick. Faux show. Oh yes. Oh, absolutely yes. Anyway, so yeah, and now I think Ullman tells um Halloran to give Wendy a tour of the kitchen. Okay. And, and I guess because she's a woman, I don't know. I guess it's just assumed that she's going to be the one during their winter stay as caretaker of the place, that Wendy's going to be the one doing like all the cooking. So she needs to know what's up with the kitchens. And she takes Danny with her. Like, why? I don't know. I just don't know. And then these three, Ullman, Watson, and Jack, Wendy and Danny and Halloran go to the kitchen, and then these three go somewhere else. And we don't get to know where that is. They don't never tell us. Oh, Lord, wait a minute. Wait a goddamn minute. Hold on now. Look at these chairs. This is what caught my eye right now. Okay, these chairs, there's supposed to be 7 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there's 7. Were these chairs or were they not? You all tell me in the comments. Now they're all like messed up. But like earlier, I'm going to go back to that slide. Yes, I am. That's why I did all these damn slides so I could do this. Okay, now look at this real careful. These chairs are all messed up and they're not pushed in perfectly. No. But were these chairs not in like perfectly, look at this. See? Look at this line. Look, and this one here, even with the gap, this 7th chair. Look at this. It's like they took a ruler and drew a perfect line for the legs of these chairs, right? Am I just seeing things? Help me, people. And then I'm gonna go back. Okay, hold up. Where are we? Okay, yeah. Pay attention to this slide. Let me just go. Or here. Yeah. How did this happen? Like, did they touch the chairs? I don't remember them messing with the chairs. Like, something. Oh, Lord. No, they did not move the chairs. They didn't sit down in the chairs. They did nothing. So what happened between hold on. Okay. Okay, there's nice, clean, organized looking chairs. See? You can see it even better in this one. In this slide. Okay. All right. Nice, clean, organized looking chairs. Nobody touches them. She touches it, but she doesn't move it. Okay. All right. Here comes Halloran. And they start chatting. Okay. All right. And nobody touches the chairs. Nobody sits in the chairs. Nobody tries to mess with the chairs. Okay. They shake hands. They get introduced. Okay, cool. I was about to take a coffee break, and then I saw this, and I said, oh, no. No, I got to deal with this. Hold on. And they're chatting and what have you. And Halloran says, oh, that's just great. Okay, cool. And then what happens between this nice, straight, organized chairs? And this is what happens. Susie walks in with Danny. And between this, and her making her way to them and dropping Danny off, somewhere between those two events, oh Lord, the chairs get all messed up. Who done it? Like, they could not have messed up those chairs like in what, 5 seconds? Barely 5 seconds of Susie walking in with Danny? Like, no way. No fucking way. Somebody said, there's too much vulgarity in my video. I am so sorry. I'm not going to change the way I talk for nobody. But, like, what the hell happened to these chairs? Please, I know I'm not seeing things. Well, I am seeing things. I'm seeing inconsistencies that don't make no sense. But, like, you all, any ideas would be appreciated, deeply appreciated by me. If you could let me know what's going on with these freaking chairs. And again, the only thing that changed between those two shots, totally straight, totally organized chairs, like somebody took a ruler and measured them so they would be in a perfectly straight line. And then now all this mess over here. The only thing that changed between those two is Susie walking in with Danny. Oh my God. Oh my good Lord Jesus. Oh no. Oh, okay, y'all. Now I'm almost on an hour with the talking. Which slide am I on? 73. Like I said, there's 182 of them. Let me take a little break and I'll be back and get ready for the second half of this. Like I said, there's no commercial, but I let you know my mouth gets tired of talking and my brain gets tired of thinking. I need a little break, and I'll be right back, y'all. Right back. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. All right, I had my little break. Yeah, I was talking about these chairs. I checked something, and turns out everything's fine. I started wondering whether or not the woman who plays Susie and the woman who plays, like, the old lady in the bathtub are the same actress. They are not. So, that now you don't have to worry. I was worried. But, okay, so these three, Allman, Watson, and Torrance, they go somewhere. We don't ever get to find out where. And then, Halloran, Wendy, and Danny go towards the kitchen, and then we get one of these fade-in shots, and we see the first thing that is prominently visible in the fade-in to the kitchen is fire exit must keep clear. Okay, here we are. What in the world is Stanley doing? Oh, wait. And the light on the ceiling in the kitchen is very close to the light in the gold room. Oh, okay. All right, so here they are. We're fading into the kitchen. All right. So yes, fire exit must be kept clear. No smoking. There's a lot of no smoking signs in the kitchen. They're all red. as far as I can tell. I need new glasses, so I can't see what this sign above Halloran's left shoulder says, but it's there. Okay, and there's another no smoking sign here. There's what looks like a vending machine back here. Um, looks like a freight elevator. And are they unloading or... See, it doesn't last long enough for us to be able to tell. I guess they're loading up suitcases. This guy, I think it's a man, here in the elevator, it seems like they're loading suitcases into the elevator, but it's extremely hard to tell. Then here's this coffee urn over here, more red. It's like a clay red color, but it's red. And here they are, walking in the kitchen. Wendy's holding Danny's hand. I don't know. There's a water cooler. There's pallets back here. All right, and he's, I think, asking her name or about her name. I might have to pause again to watch this part of the movie. And they're entering one area of the kitchen into another. They're crossing through these doors. Here's some boxes. Okay. And another piece of cardboard with writing on it that I cannot make out. Here's a phone. Exit. So they're coming in through the exit? This is interesting. Okay. Here we go again. More stuff in the kitchen. There's another no smoking sign. They're all red. Okay. All right. Okay. No eating or drinking in the kitchen, of all places. No eating or drinking. Okay. And there's all these plates and are these for tea or coffee or service? Table service. There's a sink. There's these windows. Interesting. Cool. There's some pots and pans over here. At least it looks like pots and pans. And I think this is the part where Halloran says, your husband, I think he says, your husband introduced you as Winifred. Are you a Winnie or a Freddie? And then Wendy says, I'm a Wendy. And then Halloran says, oh, that's the prettiest. So Halloran is charming. These people are all charming, at least in this part of the movie. And I'm just looking at all the stuff they're walking past. In the kitchen, Wendy's looking around, trying to, I guess, figure shit out, right? And there's more sinks, what look like coffee urns, I'm not sure, plates. Okay. More red. Is this a fire extinguisher? I'm not sure. I don't know kitchen equipment. I've never worked in a restaurant or catering or anything like that. But what are these? Are these ovens of some kind? What is going on? Look at all this shit in the kitchen. Look at it all. There goes another ladder. There goes another no smoking sign, fire extinguisher, red, red, red. Okay. Now, what am I getting at? I don't know. Look at all this stuff, though. Look at where they started out and where they're getting to. This kitchen. Or these bamboo steamers, on the wall over here. There's some other coffee urns, more pots and pans. Interesting. I want to see if there's something in the kitchen other than this ladder that maybe most people miss when they... Oh, another no smoking sign. Really? Like, why do they have to keep reminding people to not smoke in the kitchen? I don't understand. But there's all these pots and pans. I guess they've been washed, to prepare for the closing of the hotel. Keep this area clean, like as opposed to the other areas? Like, what? They're turning another corner. Are these panini presses? Like, this kitchen has everything. All these spatulas and spoons, salamanders, broilers, whatever you want to call them over here. I think that's what these are. What else? Another like oven or maybe like microwave deal going on here. More like bowls, spoons, colanders, strainers, whatever you want to call it. Here's another table. Here's a big ass mixer. Is this a cooking area? Yeah, it looks like it. Tea kettle, or, hot water kettle. There's this blower thing. Like, where's an open fire in this kitchen? Why would they need to stoke a fire? I don't know. There's right behind this pillar, there's one of the beaters for the mixer. Here's a cast iron pan. Like, wow. Just freaking wow. And this part, again, I think I'll deal with the dialogue in a different video or a rum break, but look at the freaking size of this kitchen. And here goes another mixer. Why do they bake their own bread? Like, what is going on? Here's some knives. Tankard, here goes some knives. Like I say about this hotel, it's in the middle of nowhere. There's nowhere to go, nothing to do. There's no recreational activities. There's no restaurants. It doesn't seem like it. In the middle of nowhere in the mountains with all the miles and miles of wilderness surround this hotel, like the scenic beauty that Ullman was talking about. So if there are no restaurants, like, do they make all the stuff in-house? Do they bake their own bread? Do they do, like, pastries every day? Like, how? I'm trying to justify. I'm asking all these questions. That's the table that Wendy's going to be using later. She's going to be opening a big ass can of fruit cocktail later in the movie. There's another like dishes area. Like, what the hell? Just what the hell is going on with this kitchen? Why is it so freaking big? Why is it so big? And this sign that they just passed, it says, I can't make it out that well. I need new glasses, y'all. I think it says something, your reservation for tomorrow. Okay. And then this black board here, it says soup of the day, plat du jour, something of the day, potato, vegetable, cakes, pies, special something, I don't know, special note. Is that like where they put, like, write the menu for the day? Like, I don't know. Something about reservations, like reservations. Again, this would make sense if they had a dining room in this hotel. That's when and how and why. This vast kitchen and all these prep areas and all these like dishes, pots and pans, all this like equipment, all this specialized equipment, whether those are panini presses or waffle irons, I don't know. Like 2 mixers, not one, but 2 mixers. Like, that's a lot. Like, do they bake their own bread? Do they make pastries? I guess they make cakes and pies, according to this here. There's more dishes, more prep area. I think we're getting to the part where this is like the head chef's office, this Halloran's place. And we're getting to the interesting part. Well, basically, like I said, this kitchen is huge. And like part of the dialogue in this part of the movie is Wendy says something like, "Oh, this kitchen is so big that I feel like I'm getting lost. I feel like I'm going to have to leave a trail of breadcrumbs to get my way out of here. It's a maze, like the maze that is allegedly in front of the hotel, or only sometimes, or whatever. Okay, and then she says breadcrumbs, that conjures Hansel and Gretel, and, being the children who are just put out of the house because the parents can't feed them, and they end up at the witch's house. The witch's house is made of gingerbread, and you know the story. And they leave a trail of breadcrumbs so they can find their way back in the forest, but that doesn't work because here come the birds, and the birds eat the breadcrumbs. Okay. And Halloran says, well, no, there's no reason for you to feel any way about this kitchen. It's big, but it's just a kitchen, and you won't be using hardly any of this stuff. So, basically, shut up, Wendy. Oh my God. And then they make it all the way over here, and this is one of the parts of the movie that has a lot of shining analysts and researchers and what have you talking. Like, I haven't seen too many mentions of those chairs at the bar, how they start out in a straight line and they end up all disheveled, and there's no explanation for it, just Susie walking in with Danny. Okay. And then this part, the freezer. Okay, so he's about to show her the freezer. Okay. Watch this carefully. Okay? I'm gonna go back and forth with this a couple of times. So, Halloran. Okay, this is his office here with these windows. Okay, cool. And then Halloran reaches out his left hand. By the way, notice that Halloran is wearing a wedding ring. Just saying. Yeah, check it out. Yeah, it's hard to, like these, I know these screenshots are kind of blurry, but yes, he is wearing a gold band on his ring finger on his left hand, also known as a wedding ring. He reaches out his left hand to get to the handle of this door to the freezer, and the handle is on the right side of the door. Okay. He goes to open it. All right. She's looking towards the door. His left hand. The handle is on the right side of the door. Okay, and then he opens the door, and somehow, magically, okay, freaking magically, yeah, it's supposed to open from the right towards the left, and in this shot, it's obviously opening from the left towards the right. Okay, and then when he walks into the freezer where they have all of these, for all intents and purposes, bodies stacked in this freezer, dead bodies, and he starts talking about all the different kinds of meat. Leg of lamb is the one that he ends up with, I think. But, chickens, turkeys, pork, beef, etc., etc. And he, goes on a spiel, kind of like he's a salesman, kind of like or maybe even more like a carnival barker. He's got this routine down pat, and he recites all the different kinds of meat and roasts and whatever that they have in this freezer. And here come Wendy and Danny behind him. Okay, and he's talking about all of the different kinds of meat. And this freezer is kind of narrow. As far as we know, it's just this narrow room with these shelves, and you see, the frost on the shelves from, because it's a freezer. And, she's behind him. She's standing on the stoop of the freezer room or whatever. And behind her, I cannot see a door. I cannot see a door. I see this kind of bulletin board looking thing, over on behind Wendy's left shoulder. But I don't see a door. Okay? And he's still talking about all the different kinds of meat and chicken and fish. I don't think he mentions any fish, but meat and chicken, ground beef, hamburger, whatever. Hamburger is what they just used to call ground beef. Now they call it ground beef, and they call the patties hamburgers or whatever. But, the terminology has changed in, 40, 50 years? And there he is. He's still doing his spiel, naming all of the different kinds of meat, fish, and chicken, meat and poultry in this freezer. They don't mention fish. There's like a good reason why, because like fish, like would you really want to eat fish that's been in the freezer for like months and months and months? I wouldn't, because it like freezer burn will affect beef and chicken, but especially fish is going to go like all the way to hell if it stays in the freezer for too long. So if you've got some flounder or cod in your freezer, don't let it sit in there for too long. Fry it up. But anyway, that's just a tip from me. Yeah, I know about seafood very, very well. You don't want to keep it in the freezer for too long. It loses whatever it is that makes it delicious if if it spends too long in the freezer. But never mind that. So now here he is. He's looking at Danny, and I think he just said, "Oh, and we have, I don't know how many legs of lamb." And then he says, "Do you like lamb, Doc?" And Danny says no. He's telling the truth. He doesn't like lamb. And then Halloran asks him, okay, you don't like lamb, so like what's your favorite food? And Danny says, I like French fries and ketchup. Oh, Lord. Okay. Two things. Lamb, like I was talking about in my Leonardo da Vinci video, the Last Supper video, lamb is a sacrificial animal. Okay? They're delicious, but they're thought of as they were thought in the ancient world, at least in the biblical times or whatever, they were thought of as a sacrificial animal, and the lamb itself was considered a sacrifice that was done in the temple. Okay, cool. So is that why Danny is like, and lamb is not, it's a baby animal. It's not a full-grown animal. It's not mutton. Okay, mutton is like, matured lamb. And here's another like little tip for you. If you buy, quote unquote lamb at the grocery store and it tastes a little too gamey, then it's probably not lamb. It's probably mutton, and they're just lying to you. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. Um, I'm not the best cook in the world, but I know a thing or two about kitchens and cooking and what have you. And he says, no, I don't like lamb. I like French fries with ketchup. Well, y'all, I keep telling you how important the color red is in this movie, and how important, like I said, it's not just the pictures that we see, it's the pictures that we see on the screen when we're watching the movie. It's the pictures in your mind. And the pictures in your mind when you're watching this movie, where do those come from? The words, the dialogue, the script. So we can't see the ketchup, but he just told us he likes his favorite food. Danny's favorite food is French fries and ketchup. We all know that ketchup is red. Okay? Red is an incredibly important color. Why is that his favorite food? I mean, I know children love French fries. I love French fries. But, like, it's not my favorite food. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I mean, maybe, his mother was feeding him peanut butter and jelly. I'm just saying. Like, maybe they're not really into gourmet eating in the Torrance household. So French fries and ketchup, huh? Like, no chicken nuggets, no macaroni cheese, no, like, when I was a kid, I don't know what I loved McDonald's. That's what I loved. I like most American children back in the day. We loved our Happy Meals. We sure did. I can't think. Like, it's been a while. But French fries, like, even though I enjoyed them, they were never, like, I never thought of them as a favorite or just something that I would only want to eat that. I always thought of French fries as a side dish. No, they're his favorite food. And French fries and ketchup happens to be vegetarian. And not just vegetarian, but like probably vegan too. I don't think there's any animal products in ketchup or the French fries. Like, yeah. So why is he picking a favorite food that has like no meat or animal products of any kind involved? I mean, I guess you can you can guess like what kind of implications of that statement I'm thinking of. I don't know. You guys leave it in the comments if you have something to say about that. I would love to read it. I really would. But okay, so okay, he doesn't like I'm sorry, he doesn't like lamb. His favorite food is French fries with ketchup. In the movie, we have seen him already eating peanut butter jelly with a glass of milk. And we haven't seen him eat the French fries and ketchup. We just know that he likes them, and that conjures once again the color red, at least mentally. And then later, in the next episode, when I do part 10, we're going to see him eating chocolate ice cream. Okay. And then later on in the movie, the last time we see him eating, or we don't see him eating, we're just going to see him with the cereal bowl in front of him and a glass of chocolate milk. I will deal with that when we get to it, but none of those are random. None of those are random. Remember when I was doing that video and Stanley appears to have changed from the lunch scene where he's eating peanut butter and jelly. Apparently that was originally cereal. Sugar Pops. Okay, so maybe he wanted to bookend those two scenes. Like later in the movie, the last time we see him with any food in front of him is the chocolate milk and the cereal bowl. Maybe he wanted to have like cereal as a bookend in the apartment scene in what is it, Boulder or Denver? I forget which. I don't know. But we're gonna deal with that when we get to it. French fries and ketchup. Okay, cool. Oh, and Halloran says, "Oh, okay, Doc. All right." Now they're gonna exit the freezer, and the camera is zooming in towards them. And again, I do not see any kind of door behind, and there isn't any door. There isn't. Look, it's like this. Like, what is this? A time um punch cards and whatever, and this glass thing. Is this a bulletin board of some kind? And they're exiting the freezer. Okay. All right. And once again, we see a lot of exit signs in this movie, in this hotel. All right, they're exiting the freezer. All right, this is slide 163. He's about to close the freezer door. Okay. You notice anything? You notice anything? I'm gonna get to the dock thing in a minute, but I just want. Please shut doors after use. Okay, cool. That's what he just did. He's following all the rules. All right. You guys. Something is wrong, isn't it? And I'm taking you all the way through to the end so you can see what that is. Okay? Are you noticing it? I don't know if anybody's covered this already. I have no idea. This is the last slide, 182. Okay. But do you see it? I mean, again, if somebody else has already covered this, okay, cool, no problem. But, okay, look at this. Look at this. I'm going to go a couple slides back here, okay? This is the door they walk out of. This is the freezer that she's being shown. Okay. Yeah, and you see this door. It's an exit, yet another one. Okay, cool. Well, this is when they walk into the alleged freezer. Do you see what I see? Do you see what I'm getting at? Left hand, door handle is on the right side of the door. Okay. And then they exit the freezer. All right. And then they walk. Yeah. Somebody's probably already covered this. This is the door they went in through. Not the one they just walked out of. No. This behind Wendy here. This is the door that he opened. Do you see this? The door that is across the hall from the door that they emerged from after the freezer presentation. Okay? They're facing a completely different direction. Yeah? This is the window frame for Halloran's office. This is the door that he opened. But it's not the door that he closed. Do you see that they walked out of this right behind his head here? This is the door they just walked out of. This is the door they went into. So people have that's the thing with this movie that I've seen a lot of times again and again and again and again and again. They're like, oh, wait a minute. He walks in and the door handle is on the right side of the door and the door opens towards the left. But when they walk outside, the door handle is on the wrong side and it opens towards the right. Yeah, because it's not the same door. It's a completely different door. Yeah, they walk in through this door and they walk out through that door. Can you see it? I hope you can. And people are like, how does the door change? It doesn't change. It's two different doors. So this, once again, if somebody else has covered this already, okay, cool. But, I'm just noticing this. And I've seen those discussions about what side the handle should be on. Listen. My question is not how did the handle, because now we've solved that mystery, but it's not about the handle anymore or what direction the door opens towards. It's about how did they jump from here to here? How did the freezer start out here but end up over there? That's what I want to know. See? I mean, the answer is right in front of your face. It just is. Yeah, and both the doors, yeah? Hold up. All three of these doors. There's what is this? They went in through here, came out through here. What is this third door over here? But all the doors have a little red light bulb above them. I don't know what that's about, but again, I'm sure it has some practical use in the real world when it comes to large industrial kitchen freezers. But in the world of this movie, I don't care about that use, that practical use. I care about the color red. All three of those red light bulbs are red. And they jumped from somehow. He opened this door, but they ended up in this one across the way over here and to the right. How did that happen? Is that a continuity error? Is that I don't think it is a continuity error. It's just weird. It's extremely weird. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. It don't, no matter how you slice it. Once again, if any of you have any extra info, or you can point me in the right direction to talk about this, what happened? How did they go from this being the freezer to that over there being the freezer? Are these all freezers? We only saw one. Wait a minute, let me go back. We only saw this freezer. We only saw the one. That's it. And it took my slow ass a little while to figure this out. What the hell? I said, I know there's been discussions about this in the Shining community online, in various blogs, message boards, videos, whatever. I think I've solved the mystery, but I haven't, because this is even worse. Excuse me, I'm having too much fun with this. But when I figured this out, I said, "Oh, I got it! I did it." Okay, see? Okay, yep, there it is. He's reaching for the door. He's grabbing the door handle, and ta-da! He he opens the door The door is facing in the wrong direction. The door handle is in the wrong direction. Everything's in the wrong direction. Okay. Um, and I said, okay, what? Okay, so it's not about the door changing. It's about the complete room changing. One side of the hallway to the other. Completely different freezer. I mean, like, what happened? And if this is like a part of the Wendy is crazy theory, like, which part did Wendy imagine? If she is like seeing things or hallucinating or whatever, like, did she imagine um this, or did she imagine this? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to make of this. I mean, I've just shown you. Like, it's not about what side of the door the handle is on. It's about what side of the hallway the room is in. The freezer room. Why would Stanley do that to us? that's my ultimate question. Like, why would Stanley mess with our minds that hard? You know? What do you all think? Please, I beg of you, tell me. Tell me what you think about this. And as I was doing the slides for this, doing the screenshots, putting them in the PowerPoint presentation, I said, I am once and for all going to figure out this door. I think I did it, but I didn't really. Well, like I said, it's much worse than just the door handle being on the wrong side of the door. It's no. The freezer is clear across the other side of the hallway, totally different room. Huh? What? Oh no. Oh no, you didn't, Stanley. That's what I was thinking. You guys let me know in the comments. I think I'm just about done. And this is a part of the movie where I don't know if I'll deal with this now, but I might. I don't know. I would have to watch, I'll make a mental note of this, and I might do a rum break about this. This is the part where is this the part where Wendy seems concerned? She, Halloran calls Danny Doc, and then Wendy says to Halloran, like, "Oh, how did you know we call him Doc?" And he says, "Well, I guess I must have heard you guys say it." Um, and Wendy says, "No, I don't recall calling him Doc since we've been here, and that's what we call him. But how would you know that?" And then Halloran is like, "Well, he looks like a Doc. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I need to rewatch the whole movie right up until this point. Right up until the 27-minute mark, on my copy of it anyway. I have to, like, listen carefully or get a hold of that script or something. As a matter of fact, wait a minute. Let me just solve this right now. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. And I didn't know I would be doing this for this video, but here I am doing it. I found this. It's the Script Slug, The Shining 1980 film. Okay, cool. They seem to have The Shining post-production script. I wanted to see how many times the word Doc is used in this script. So I typed in Doc. Okay, and I found 74 matches. Walk with me, people. Walk with me. So the first time, now this is Doctor. I'm not going to put a space after the word Doc in my Control F. Let's just see what happens, right? Doc, 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 Doc. All of these are Doctor, 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 Doctor. You know what? Let me just real quick start all the way at the beginning. And I'm doing this for a reason. I'm going to go up to the point where Halloran calls Danny Doc. Okay? And maybe you already know why I'm doing this. Okay. Hold up. Wait a minute. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go. Okay. The last time in the script that, according to my Control F search, the last time in the script that Danny gets called Doc in the movie is when Wendy calls him Doc when he wants to go upstairs and get his fire engine. That's number 74. Okay, let's go back to number 1. Jack, how's it going, Doc? And then this part here that you're looking at is when Danny again goes to get his fire engine. Okay. I think he should be taken to a doctor, 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 doctor. This is when the doctor woman comes in to examine him. Okay. I'm looking for anything before the Halloran scene, where Halloran first calls him Doc. Where anybody calls him Doc before that. I don't see it. I'll bring back a doc. Now hold your eyes. Okay, so doctor, hold your eyes still so that I can see. Okay. So this is the first time in the script. I don't know why it's all wonky like that, but this is the first time in the script that we encounter Doc. It's part of the word doctor, but I think you know what I'm going for here. Okay. Doctor bending up, doctor, doctor straightens up, doctor, 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 doctor. Why not? Now she's asking him about Tony, Tony, Tony. Doc, 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 doctor. Okay. Oh, okay, they go into doc, doc, doctor. All of these are doctor, by the way. You can see that. That's why I'm taking you on this walk with me. Doctor, 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 doctor. They're still in the apartment. This is still with the doctor woman interviewing Wendy. I already covered that in one of my videos. There we go. This is the first time in the movie, as far as I can see, as far as I can tell, that anybody calls him Doc. The first time, see, this is why I wanted to check the damn script. The first time Danny gets called Doc in this movie is by Halloran. Not by his mother, not by his father, not any time before precisely this moment where Halloran says to him, asks him, do you like lamb, comma, Doc, question mark. I don't see that anywhere before. Now let me go over this once more. Okay, now I'm going to looking for something like Wendy's interaction with him at the kitchen table. I'm going to try and find that part of the script. I didn't know I'd be doing this. I really didn't. Oh, see, she's calling him Danny. I thought they always called him Doc. Okay, cut to interior Jack and Wendy's apartment in Boulder, USA. Okay. Living room day, MLS. I don't know what that means. Danny is sitting at table eating sandwich. Wendy is sitting camera right, I guess, reading book. Danny says, Mom. Wendy says, yeah. Danny says, do you really want to go and live in that hotel for the winter? Wendy says, sure, Danny. It will be lots of fun. Danny says, yeah, I guess so. Anyway, there's hardly anybody to play with around here. Wendy, yeah, I know. It always takes a little time to make new friends. Danny eating sandwich. Danny, yeah, I guess so. What about Tony? Wendy says, what about Tony? He's looking forward to the hotel, I bet. Let me know if I missed her calling him Doc. I'm reading through this kind of fast. Danny, while eating sandwich, wiggles forefinger of it. Ha 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 ha. Okay, Tony, Tony's a character. Tony, no, I ain't, Mrs. Torrance. Wendy says, oh, come on, Tony, don't be silly. And Danny wiggles his forefinger, okay. And Tony says, I don't want to go there, Mrs. Torrance. And Wendy says, well, how come you don't want to go? And Danny's finger wiggles again, and Tony says, I just don't. Wendy says, well, let's just wait and see. We're all going to have a real good time. Oh, my God. Okay, then we go back to Ullman's office. Nowhere in here did she call him Doc. When she addressed him, she called him Danny. She calls Danny Danny, and she called Tony Tony. Okay, what about Tony? Oh, come on, Tony. I don't see Doc anywhere in here. Now, let me go. Scroll down a little more. Okay, hold up. They're still in the interview. They're telling him about the tragedy. Okay, all right. Now, I want to get to that car ride. I want to get to that script. Okay, wait. Yeah, okay, Ullman, Jack, okay. Here comes the bathroom apartment, Danny. Tony, do you think Daddy will get the job? Yeah, he did. He's gonna phone Wendy up in a few minutes to tell her. Okay, Wendy, Wendy, yeah, hello? Jack, hi, babe. Hi, hun, how's it going? Great. Look, I'm at the hotel. I still have an awful lot to go through. I don't think I can get home before 9 or 10. And Wendy says, sounds like you got the job. Jack says, right. It's a beautiful place. You and Danny. Not you and Doc. No, not Doc. You and Danny are gonna love it. Okay. Danny's in the bathroom again. All right, talking to Tony again. Tony, why don't you want to go to the hotel? Tony, I don't know. Danny, you do too know. Now, come on, tell me. Tony, I don't want to. Please. Tony said, no. Danny says, now, Tony, tell me. Okay. The little girls. Oh, he sees the little girls in his vision. Okay. Blood, gosh, yeah, okay. And then here comes the doctor woman, and nobody calls him Doc before Halloran calls him Doc. So, okay, there should be like no more discussion on this matter. Why did I do all of this? Why did I take the damn time to go through that whole script and Control F search for DOC Doc? Because I wanted to see whether or not anybody calls him Doc in this movie before Halloran does. She claims that they call him Doc all the time, like the Bugs Bunny cartoons or whatever. Okay. I think I just solved a mystery. Not to toot my own horn, but I think I did something here. The first person to call him that we can see and hear in the movie, the first person to call him Doc is Dick Halloran. All right? Okay. Nobody calls him Doc before that. Not his mother, not his father. They both call him Danny. Everybody calls him Danny until this very moment in the movie where Halloran says, something about the lamb and the French fries. You know what I mean. I just went over it when they're exiting the freezer that's on the wrong side of the hallway. Oh, Lord. Okay, and he says, calls him Doc. And then Wendy looks awfully concerned, and she says, how did you know we call him Doc? And he says, oh, I don't know, I must have heard you call him Doc. And she said, no, we haven't called him Doc since we've been here. No, you haven't called him Doc ever, Wendy. Stop lying. You don't call him Doc at home. Wendy, you're insane. I'm talking to Wendy right now. Maybe I'm the crazy one, too. Wendy, you... Up until this point in the movie, nobody has called him Doc. Not you, not his father, not anybody. Just Halloran. Okay? That's it. And this bullshit about, we call him Doc because of the Bugs Bunny car. Okay, maybe that might be the case, but the only thing we have to go by with that explanation about like the Bugs Bunny cartoons or whatever, what's up, Doc? Or I don't know. Is that her explanation? I'm not going to check right now, but I think it is. Like all we have to go by is Wendy's word, and if Wendy Hey, Tankard, if Wendy is an unreliable narrator, we cannot rely on anything she says. We cannot take her word for it. We have seen no evidence yet in the movie of anybody calling him Doc other than right now Halloran. And taking Wendy's word for it, bad idea. Taking Wendy's word for anything is a bad idea. And then, after, and let me go back to the script. I still got this here. Okay, let me go back to the 74th. According to this, okay, I'm back. There was an interruption. Sorry. So anyway, I'm still on this part of the script. I paused it. I also took advantage of the pause to look at the script. Okay, so the first person to call him Doc is Halloran, and he keeps calling him Doc throughout this whole segment. And, you know, when they sit down to ice cream, he calls him Doc again. Okay, let me just show you. He looks like... Oh, there it is. This is what I wanted to show you. Okay, so this is the part where Wendy looks concerned, and she says, you know, French fries and ketchup. Okay. And then Halloran says, well, I think we can manage that too, Doc. Come along now, watch your step. And then Wendy says to him, Mr. Halloran, and she pronounces it just like that. She says, how did you know we called him Doc? Halloran says, beg pardon? Wendy says, Doc, you called Danny Doc twice just now. Halloran says, I did. And then Wendy says, yeah, we call him Doc sometimes, you know, like the Bugs Bunny cartoons. But how did you know that? Halloran says, well, I guess I probably heard you call him that. And then Wendy says, well, it's possible, but I honestly don't remember calling him that since we've been with you. Well, anyway, Halloran says, well, anyway, he looks like Doc, doesn't he? And then he, like, imitates Bugs Bunny, and he says, meh, what's up, Doc? Okay. And then they go into the storeroom. All right. Yeah. And then he said, oh, and then, yeah, what's up, Doc? And then the next Doc in the script is when he asks him, how'd you like some ice cream, Doc? And that, oh, that's the, where where the movie makes it look like Halloran is communicating with Danny telepathically. Okay. And then he says, do you like ice cream, Doc? All right. And then, now what kind of ice cream do you like, Doc? Do you know what? And then at the table when they're, you know, the parents aren't there, Ullman and Watson are not there, Halloran says, do you know how I knew your name was Doc? And, you know, then there's that exchange that I'll get to in the next video. And now think real hard, Doc. Think. Okay. Well, you know, Doc, when some... Okay. This is all Halloran calling him Doc. And then, the next time he gets called Doc in the movie by somebody other than Halloran, okay, let me just, like, gather myself. Nobody calls him Doc in the movie. Nobody calls Danny Doc in the movie before Halloran calls him Doc. And then, after that, after the hotel closes and whatever, the next time he gets called Doc is by Wendy when they're in the lobby watching that TV that's not plugged into anything. And Danny says he wants to go and get his fire engine, and Wendy says, no, don't, because your father's asleep. Says right here, right before your eyes. And Danny says, I won't make any noise. And Wendy says, come on, Doc. He only went to bed a few hours ago. Can't you wait till later? And Danny says, I won't make a sound. I promise. I'll tiptoe. Okay. Then, the next time he gets called Doc is by Jack. When Jack is sitting on the bed when Danny goes to get his fire engine. And Jack says, how's it going, Doc? After that, nope. No more Doc. So what I am getting at here, okay, I think I already went through this. Yeah, I already went through this. So I've established, I think, that nobody calls him Doc before Halloran, and the only time he gets called Doc by his parents is after Halloran, once by Wendy, the next time by Jack, and that's it with the Doc thing. So, Wendy, has, in my opinion, this is what I think is going on. Wendy has conjured this whole thing in her head. They never called him Doc. This is my, because we don't see evidence of them calling him Doc before Halloran calls him Doc. So Wendy takes him calling Danny Doc, and her messed up head, her crazy, messed up mind just runs with it. Okay? And then the next time he gets called Doc by anybody other than Halloran is by her. Once, like I said, in the lobby, the TV with nothing, it's not plugged into anything. And then again by Jack in the blue robe when he goes upstairs to get his fire engine. And that's it. What the hell? Wendy is making a claim here that we have no evidence for. We are not shown any evidence for. That claim is them calling him Doc all the time. We haven't seen it before Halloran does it. I mean, you guys help me. Let me know what you think. The Doc thing is very important because the next two times we see anybody other than Halloran calling Danny Doc, it is again questionable. It is a question of whether or not we're looking at actual reality in the world of the movie, actual reality, or Wendy's version of reality. That's what I think's going on. Okay, so I went through all these slides. They're walking away from the door. I covered the doors, the freezer doors. It's not about what side of the door the handle is on. It's about what side of the hallway the freezer is on. And they're walking past the door they seem to have originally entered, unless that was also a figment of Wendy's imagination. Jesus Christ. Okay, and I'm coming up on the last slide, and Danny's looking up at him. Okay, this is exactly the 27-minute mark. This is Halloran's office. All right. So, and again, Wendy is holding his hand a little. I mean, something is up. She's being a little too protective. Why? I mean, he can walk by himself. Why does she have to hold his hand? What is going on? The only time a mother does that is when she's afraid the kid is going to, do something crazy, run off, whatever. I don't know. Okay? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to think. I don't think that there should be any more questions about whether or not he gets called Doc before Halloran does it. And I don't think there should be any more questions about, the handle, what side of the door should the handle be on for the freezer. It's not about what side of the door. It's about what side of the hallway is the freezer on. And why did they start out on one side in one room and end up in another one? Continuity error? I don't know. You tell me. And again, I already talked, that's like the main points of this video. And like frickin' Susie causing those chairs. She walks in with Danny and she causes those chairs to get all messed up. The only thing that changes is Susie walks in with Danny. You guys. So those are the three things that I really wanted to focus on in this particular episode, part 9 of my Understanding the Shining series. I also want to know why the hell that kitchen is so big. Why does it have that much equipment? If any of you viewers, listeners, wonderful people, subscribers, whatever you are, returning viewers, new viewers, don't matter. If any of you have worked in hotels or the restaurant industry or the hospitality industry, tell me, is this standard, the size of this frickin' kitchen? Is this standard for the world of hotels and restaurants? Because, to me, it always seems like restaurant kitchens are always really cramped, and they want to use as little space as possible to build the kitchen in a restaurant, and they want to devote as much space as they can to the dining room. I don't know. But again, I don't know anything about that world. I don't know anything about that industry. And also, another thing I mentioned, where is the damn dining room in this hotel? And, the ballroom is a ballroom, but a ballroom is not a dining room. You see what I mean? I mean, it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. Okay, let me stop rambling. I think I've done it. Let me get to the last slide again. Just so y'all know where we left off. Wendy giving Halloran a really hard time for no good reason, as I have just proven, about him calling Danny Doc. That's where we'll end. So you all, I don't know if I said anything in this video. I mean, have I solved any mysteries? If I haven't, that's okay. If somebody got to this before I did, that is fine. That's okay. But I'm noticing it, and I'm just so proud of myself. You can't talk to me. You don't you dare try to burst my bubble on this one. But, if somebody's already done it, please do go ahead and let me know. Yeah. And other than that, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Uh, I gave it my all. Went through the thing, did the screenshots, did the PowerPoint, switched on my little recorder, and here we are at the end of this video. I'll reiterate my church announcements. New viewers, thank you for being new. Returning viewers, thank you for returning. Subscribers, thank you for subscribing. And please, all of you, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share my crazy videos. If you know any crazy people who might like any of this crazy nonsense, I would appreciate it so much. And I appreciate all of you so much, and your comments and your views and everything. So I hope, Boxy, I hope this is okay. Let me know, boss. Let me know whether or not I did an okay job. So that's it for now. I've already got another video lined up for the next time, which hopefully will be tomorrow. And maybe another rum break. Who knows? We'll see. So until then, until the next video when I find yet another reason to talk at you, I'm going to go ahead and bid you bye-bye. So, bidding you bye-bye from rainy Los Angeles tonight. Hope your new year is going great. Hope you keep all of your resolutions and just kick 2023's ass. Until then, until the next time, I'm going to go ahead and bid you bye-bye. So, bye-bye, everybody.